Hey, it's EfreetEater. How's it going today? I just got a package from my pals at Goodman Games. They're a pretty cool company. They make tabletop games and stuff for tabletop games. Their big thing is Dungeon Crawl Classics. And I think I know what this is, but I'm not sure, so let's open it and find out. There's a lot of tape on here. What is cool is they put this, not really custom, this special kind of label here, which I will peel off and put on something else, because I like it. This tape is pretty thick, so it's actually kind of hard to cut. But I will say this packaging is nice, and it is better than the Dungeon Crawl Classics 4th printing packaging. Because that stuff, I guess mine was sort of screwed up. I didn't actually say anything about it, but I probably could have got another book. It was a little bent, out of shape, a little like the corners. But I don't think it's going to happen here. Goodman Games is really good with customer service, so if you do get something screwed up from them, you can probably get a new one. Anyway, here we go. Wow, that's cool. Inside there's a bunch of green stuff. Anyway, for real though, here is the Gateway to Goodman Games 2017 Catalog Adventure. That's pretty cool. I didn't know I was getting this at all, but there you go. This is from some Kickstarter. I'm not sure which one. Again, I have a suspicion. Oh, now I know which one. Okay, this is the Mutant Crawl Classics Kickstarter. What's cool with this is usually they send a special printed box, and they did with this. It just wasn't on the outside. Oh, it's not Mutant Crawl Classics. Never mind. This is the Epsilon City module for Metamorphosis Alpha. This has a really cool cover here. Check that out. And looks like there's a back, but there's nothing there. I assume they were going to ship it in these boxes, and they decided not to. I think that might have even been on the Kickstarter. If you're not aware, Metamorphosis Alpha is the first sci-fi RPG. It was made by Jim Ward, and he's a pretty cool guy. Met him at GaryCon last year, 2016. He was really nice and humble. I wanted to ask him to sign my book, but it was in the car, and we were leaving, and he was he was trying to leave too. If you were seeing this, holy cow! Holy jeez! Look at this thing! Holy shit! Come on, man! Wow! Jeez, I try not to swear usually, but holy cow! Look at this thing! This is awesome. I love the color on here, and it's a pretty cool painting. Simple, kind of old school painting on the front, and it says Metamorphosis Alpha Epsilon City. A derelict city on a colony ship hurtling through space. On a spaceship 50 miles long with more than 1 million colonists, Epsilon City was the single largest habitation. It was filled with entertainment centers, apartments, and offices for all the people moving about the ship during the long voyage. The city was designed to be maintained by its own artificial intelligence, and a special series of robots that could repair areas of the city when breakdowns happened. Epsilon City was less than half full when an interstellar radiation cloud destroyed the people of the ship and turned 99% of them into piles of white ash. The city was wiped out. Now, 300 years later, things are vastly different in the city. The AI is insane and has an aggressive personality. The special robots have had to change or be destroyed and have mutated much like the rest of the life on the ship. Wolfoid, which are like humanoid wolves, Wolfoid packs now inhabit many sections of the city and consider this metropolis their lair. and many more dangers lurk, hidden and waiting to be explored. The original edition of Metamorphosis Alpha has celebrated its 40th anniversary. In honor of this milestone, creator James M. Ward has authorized Goodman Games to publish Metamorphosis Alpha Epsilon City. This huge expansion for the Starship Warden is the biggest expansion for the original 1976 edition ever published. The box set contains a 272-page spiral-bound hardcover book describing Epsilon City with hundreds of key locations and dozens of maps, a 20-page booklet with rules for the new cyborg character class, a 56-page booklet with 3 short adventures for your Metamorphosis Alpha campaign in Epsilon City, and 3 11x17 poster maps, including the keyed Epsilon City map and the player's version of Epsilon City. Let's open it up and see what all this entails. I'm not going to go too in depth, but let's take a look. So first off, they sent a Goodman Games Gazette, as they always do. This describes some stuff they've been doing recently, and it gives you some rules and various things. You can buy these from them at conventions, but I seem to always get them when I get their Kickstarters. There's some nice art on here. There's some interviews with Jim Ward, and history of Metamorphosis Alpha and Dungeons and Dragons. You can see some of these old guys here, Ward and Gygax, and Brian Bloom, and some of these other guys. I met some of those guys at Gary Con, which was cool. I did not meet Gygax, of course, because he is deceased. I did play with his son, which was awesome. His son's a great DM, but that was a wild game, but his son's a good DM. I'm excited to get his son's campaign setting sort of module that's coming out soon from Kickstarter, but I have not got it yet. So let me go through these things. I'm going to go through kind of backwards. Here's a cyborg rules sheet, rule book, I guess. It's kind of weird to say rule book for one class. And it is kind of weird, but looks like there's some nice rules here, like you can do some interesting stuff. Looks like you have points to assign to create a cyborg. Oh, you have to be transformed into a cyborg, it says. The robots operate in the player character, and there's a 100% chance that their operation removes body parts and replaces them with mechanical, highly useful parts. Okay, you add points based on your scores, and you get different stuff for that. That's pretty cool. I like that the cyborg is something that happens in-game. It's the character's transformed. And that's a lot of what Metamorphosis Alpha is. Mutations, finding new equipment. There's no levels or anything in that game, so it's just you and the stuff you find and what happens to you. If you played Gamma World, it's a little bit like that. There's a human, mutant, mutated animal, and I guess later they added plant and robot. Anyway, here's the Book of Adventures. Some really cool art on the front. And inside there's a lot of adventures. There's like a map, a mag rail, Wild West Western Wolfoids. It looks like there's something that says to kill a god. How many adventures are in here? Something called Thimblewinter. I don't know what. There's not a table of contents. Rocket Railroad, Thimblewinter. Yeah, I don't know what all's in here, but I think maybe it said there were 3. Ghosts of Deck 14. That's another one. And there's a lot of the people that work on DCC on here. Basically everybody. Jim Wampler, Michael Curtis. And you know, we have James Ward here, Jim Ward. He doesn't really work on DCC. Okay, this is one of the maps. This is the map of the city section of Epsilon City. So it is the Starship Warden, level 14. The Warden, of course, is named after Jim Ward, and that's the spaceship you the characters live on. It's basically like a generation ship, so it is supposed to sustain life for so long. It's like the new planet, basically, that they're living on after they fled Earth or whatever planet they fled. Or I guess maybe it's supposed to last till they find a new planet. But you know, the idea was you should make your own warden, but I guess everybody used the warden, the actual warden, which is kind of neat. Here's another map. It looks like this is the actual city. Kind of looks like New York with Central Park. This is the player's version. Nothing's labeled on there. Cover your eyes if you're a player for this one, because this is the DM's version. Looks like this place called Camelot Sports Park. All kind of stuff. Camelot, I think, is something in the center of that. There's a castle. Perilous Forest, Tourney Field. All the streets are labeled. Deimos, Ganymede, Neptune, all after like celestial bodies. So that's the map. I guess I was thinking they were going to be bigger. Then finally, this is exciting. This is why I was shocked at first. This is the gold foil edition of the book. Has a cyborg wolfoid on the front. And it's a really nice hardback. It opens up. It has one of these like notebook things. This front part is just a map, just like the other map. It's like a card stock. The back has this guy, who we saw in the other book, in it. And it looks like this is just a big illustration. I'll try to hold it up for you. An illustration of a battle in the city. And inside, it's a cool art with a giant, and then it has all kinds of different stuff about the city, and it looks like it's just like a campaign setting, basically. It's kind of unusual, I guess, for this kind of OSR type stuff, old school Renaissance. Yeah, there's a lot. There's like, it looks kind of like there's some like, well, I guess like a sandbox, basically. Like there's like adventures in the sense that there's stuff here already. This guy kind of looks like a monster here. Kind of looks like I can't remember the name. It's not Grazed. It's the other one. Demogorgon. Anyway, yeah, it looks pretty cool. There's a lot of really interesting stuff in here, and this is a pretty long book. It's 270 pages. 272. So yeah, I don't know. You get a lot. It was $80, I guess, but I think it was updated. I think they upgraded it to gold foil for free because the Kickstarter did really well. I don't remember though. But anyway, if you do want to get this, check out their website, Goodman Games. I don't know what the actual site is. I think it's just like goodmangames.com, goodman-games.com, or metamorphosisalpha.net. And I'm sure you can find this book on there unless it's sold out. I'm sure you can find the box set in some form. And you can get all kind of other stuff they have. Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG, or Dungeon Crawl Classics Adventures for 3rd edition D&D. I think they still have some of those on there. And I think they even had some 4th edition, and now they have 5th edition adventures. So whatever you're looking for D&D related will be there in some manner. They also have some old stuff from, what is that called? From Judges Guild. Thieves of Madagascar and, what is it called? Can't think of them all. Some of those old modules that Judges Guild did. But anyway, check it out, goodman-games.com. I'm excited to play this and read this. I don't know when that's actually going to happen, but I'll get to it. And I'll see you next time. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. I do 2 to 3 or even more videos a week. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one. See ya.